Sports Tonight is back again. We're broadcasting live from Channels TV Sports Center in Lagos, Nigeria. It's good to have you join us to talk sports. I'm Austin Okonakwan. So much is going down in our action-packed world of sports. In Morocco, Tangier to be precise, the Super Eagles of Nigeria are battling Rwanda. Sunday Falaye got so close to giving Nigeria the lead when he put in a powerful header, but that one struck the woodwork. So it's still Nigeria 0, Rwanda 0. Talking about the African Nations Championship. Let's see what Nigeria can do in that opening fixture against Rwanda in Group C. Some interesting results already coming out of that championship in Morocco. One everybody's talking about was that final minute shock that Namibia gave to Cote d'Ivoire. Now you know it's football where anything, just about anything can happen. We'll talk about the African Nations Championship comprehensively tonight on this show. So walk with us. Also on the show tonight, at the Four Cornets, what a story. They went to Polokwane in South Africa and they told the Batsana of South Africa that, look, we're not here to look at you girls. We want to go to the World Cup in France. And so Nigeria went on to win by 2-0. Interesting times for Coach Christopher Danjuma and his team. Second leg will be played on Saturday, the 27th of January in Benin City. So if they win that one, tickets in the bag for the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup that will take place in France. We're also monitoring that well. You see pictures of the Falconers dancing, yeah, after that victory. Now they're so confident, they believe, they're certain that they can pick a ticket to the World Cup. That should get us talking on the show tonight. What else got us talking over the weekend? Yes, the 2017-2018 Nigeria Professional Football League season got underway. What a story. Interesting times. And we're saying, yeah, just in case you've not been following the league, this is another opportunity for you to follow arguably the most competitive football league in the world. What a story we had already from match day 1. 18 goals scored, 2 away victories. Because we come here and presses and say only home wins, only home wins. No, match day 1 gave us 2 away victories already. So that should let you know that the Nigeria Professional Football League got back with a bang. We will talk about it also on the show tonight. Also on the show, we'll take a look at what's going on at the Australian Open. Shock. That's the tale that is going on right there at the Australian Open. Venus Williams, what happened to Venus Williams? Couldn't go beyond. In fact, the competition barely started and Venus Williams is out of it. Not just Venus, 10th seed Coco van der Ven. And van der Ven, she was so frustrated. She says, they didn't give us enough bananas. After losing, come on, Coco, said they didn't give us enough bananas. And of course, she also complained that the court wasn't done properly. Talk about excuses for failure. But hey, we love what we're seeing already. Top seeds already kissing goodbye to the Australian Open. But Rafael Nadal says, no, I ain't going nowhere. I got them talking about me last year. I'll continue where I stopped. So that's it. We'll talk more on the Australian Open when we get to that one. Sports Tonight on Channels TV. Boxing also gets our attention. You know the story. Anthony Joshua has been ruling the heavyweight category, but there's one guy and another guy in the United States of America. Joseph Parker is only one of the heavyweight titles, and then Deontay Wilder has the other one. We've been asking questions. Who is going to unify the heavyweight division? Guys, we'll wait no further. As it has been announced, March the 31st, Anthony Joshua will go against Joseph Parker. That one should get us talking here. Boxing fans, it should. A lot of opportunities for Anthony Joshua in that one, but you guys are saying 2018 is the year that we should put an end to all of the talk between Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. But for now, March the 31st has been announced as the date when Anthony Joshua will take on Joseph Parker. We're counting down to that one. It should indeed get us talking. In the English Premier League, what a story. Manchester City, they've been so dominant. But when they went to Anfield, they didn't know what happened to them. But guys, guess what? Manchester City, they said they will not go down without a fight. And yes, it ended Liverpool 4, Manchester City 3. This morning, as early as 8 a.m., guess what Pep Guardiola did? He called for an emergency meeting. And Pep says that he wants more players, that the board should give him money, wants more players. Pep, are you kidding me? He wants more players. I don't know the dominance we've seen from Manchester City. That tells you it's an interesting world of sports. And that note, welcome once again, Sports Tonight. Interesting world of sports. Let's welcome in Yobong Monday. In Yobong, good to have you on Sports Tonight.
What a weekend also.
I know.
Absolutely fantastic.
Tell me about
it was relentless. It was a seesaw weekend. It was amazing just sitting in front of the TV set and watching Liverpool play Man City. I quite thought it was very easily the most entertaining football match we've seen in the Premier League this season.
I agree.
If you want to put into context the opening day of the season when Arsenal played Leicester, it was such an amazing game. But hearing Pep talk about money, it's ridiculous, also, to be honest.
But he wants more players.
Because
I said, Pep.
For the amount of money Man City is spending in the off-season, I'm not quite sure Pep wants to spend more money in that side, because for me, they're quite easily the best team in the league. They've just lost one game. No point panicking. I mean, it was an outstanding game. It was an absolutely brilliant game from Liverpool. You've got to give Liverpool credit, because all through the season, I've been wondering, why do teams sit back against City? You go into the field, you sit back against City, and then they're going to beat you.
Just respect the attack line.
You respect them so much, and they're going to beat you. But again, teams have tried to play out. Teams have tried going out against City, and they've still lost. So we've got to salute the guts and the ethos of Jurgen Klopp releasing his horses. I was one of the guys who thought Liverpool could really throw the cat among the pigeons in this game, and it was an absolutely amazing game. As a neutral, it was just fun. In the dying minute, when that free kick was awarded against Liverpool, all the hearts of Liverpool Football Club, the fans, the manager, Jurgen Klopp, it was collective breath. I mean, you could literally look at the Liverpool fans' faces and wonder, same old. What happened at Sevilla happened again? But what a weekend, Austin.
What a weekend. We're just starting the show and we're already getting into the vibe. And that tells you that it's an action-packed world of sports. But what a story Liverpool told. At some point you asked, who needs Coutinho? And Africa was part of that victory big time. There was a certain Sadio Mane. And of course, the one that anything he touches right now just turns to
the Egyptian Messi, you mean?
Mo Salah. But we'll get back to the English Premier League. But guys, we just started the show, and persons are asking, what about Arsenal? Is Sanchez going to go? I don't know, but it seems Sanchez will leave, and even Mesut Ozil. But I can tell you that Wenger really wants Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. We're monitoring that, so when it happens, we're going to tell you. But let's get on with the show now. Talk about the African Nations Championships. That one is ongoing right there in Morocco. But in Tangier, as we speak, it's the Super Eagles of Nigeria taking on Rwanda. Shouldn't worry Nigeria so much. You see the starting lineup that Coach Salisu Yusuf brought. And the Super Eagles, before we came on air, saw them, they were cautious, moving the ball around. One clear chance was a powerful header from Sunday Fale, and it struck the woodwork. But that's what it looks like in Group C now. Libya getting off to a commanding victory. And should Nigeria win today, then we should be expecting some fight for supremacy with Libya.
Absolutely. And the one thing that excites me about the tournament is the fact that there are lots of teams who normally in the Africa Cup of Nations, you wouldn't expect them to achieve really great. But, I mean, we've seen results already in Namibia beating Ivory Coast. So you can't come here and think, okay, we have players who play in Europe. This is about the home-based players.
That's right.
You've got to come out and test how good your league is, how the quality of the development you're doing with your league players. You've got to come out and show if you're doing well. So it's great stuff. And I hope we beat Rwanda. Shouldn't necessarily give us trouble. But like I said, you can't get complacent, you can't get overconfident. Right. And I think the Super Eagles should be able to see of the challenge of this one. Great to see Antonio Poto in this side. Very wonderful.
Even Sunday Fale.
Absolutely. Sunday Fale is a young star, been touted to move to Akwa United. A few clubs interested in his signature. Great talent, and I hope it develops in the right way, because when you see Sunday Fale play, he's got that experienced head on very young shoulders. The kind of decision-making he makes on the field, when he gets on the ball, there's that air of excitement about him. He can turn things around. Now, it's great to see a few other seasoned campaigners in the league. It's one of Daniel Itodo, rewarded for Plateau United winning the league. And I hope that those his famous throw-ins come into bear, because he's done a lot of assists for Plateau United last season. He did a lot of assists for them with those throw-ins. Ikechuke Zenwa, another experienced player in that side, and then Stephen is the big defender, also good. But talk about the man they call Pele, Rabiot Ali in that middle of the park. I mean, when you see Rabiu Ali play, also you begin to wonder, why hasn't he got an opportunity to play his football in Europe? He's been very unlucky because I think he's a quality player. I think he's got great football brains. And when he gets on the field, you see that this is a guy who's a great student of the game. He likes to play the game. Yeah. And it's wonderful. I think we're just going to tap from the experience of these guys. And I feel that the Super Eagles will achieve something great at this tournament.
I totally agree. So that's the team that Coach Salisu Yusuf fouled out against Rwanda. Good to see Fine in the mix also. Should do one or two creativity with Rabiu Ali. Rabiu Ali, when you talked about him, like, where can we start from? So dedicated, work rate 100%.
Looks after his body very well. I mean, he's a guy, when you talk about young players, you want young players to look at Rabiu Ali and model themselves to what he has been able to achieve for his football career in terms of being very disciplined, in terms of being freshly out on the training ground, the attitude and the character he shows every time. No manager will come out, any manager is played on that will come out and say, Rabiu Ali has been a problematic player for me. He's very disciplined, he keeps his head down. Right. On top of the fact that he's such an absolutely cracking footballer. And it's great to see that he's representing us. And Austin, this tournament isn't just about Chan, isn't just about us winning a trophy. At the back of those players' mind, they want to go to Russia. Some of those players are thinking, if I impress at this tournament, maybe I'll get an outside chance of being in Russia.
And guess what? That's what Coach Gennaro said to them. Don't just go to this championship. There's a big tournament coming up in June. Prove to us that you can make that team.
And also, the European transfer market is still open. The scouts who are going to be at this tournament looking at the African players, because the fact that CAF moved the African Cup of Nations from January to June makes it quite easy for more European clubs to come in and look at our players, the African players. And I think some of those players will have it at the back of their minds that if we can impress in these 2-3 weeks we have at this tournament, there'll be lots of European scouts, lots of European clubs flying in and wanting to just have your pen, your signature on the dotted line. So it's great to play in this tournament. So much to play for, and I hope the players will take advantage of it.